don't trust a cruise ship phone operator as far as I can throw them. What do you think, Gary?
I don't either. They've been giving us some wrong information.
Come and cruise with us. Come and cruise with us. Come and cruise with us, and you won't regret it.
Hi, everybody. My name is Laurie.
And I'm Gary.
And we are
Laurie and Gary Cruise.
Welcome back to our channel.
Yeah, welcome back.
So today we want to talk about cruise ship phone operators. These are the people that when you call to book your cruise or when you have any questions pertaining to your cruise, these are the people that are supposedly all knowledgeable and have all the answers to help you. And while I don't mind calling to book a cruise here and there, we've run into some really bad experiences with some of them.
Really
and
bad.
We've also received some serious misinformation, including misinformation so bad that it could have caused us to get kicked out of our cruise at embarkation.
At embarkation. So you want to stick around for that.
You got it, baby.
Yeah.
So why don't you take it away with number one, what has happened to us in the past when calling a cruise ship phone operator for information?
Okay.
Tell them the story.
All right. Here's one story. I like to bring my coffee machine. And I asked the
Can I pause and just add more to the story for you?
Yes.
Yes, to plead your case more
Yes.
and why this was a gross negligence on the phone operator's part. So I know all of you out there are watching and going, why do you need coffee in the room? Why do you need coffee in the room? Just have it delivered in the morning.
Yeah.
You guys, first of all, we're on vacation. We don't know when we're going to wake up. We might wake up at 7 a.m. We might wake up at 10 a.m. He might wake up at 2 p.m., but that's another story. But anyway, we just want our coffee ready to go when we wake up.
Yeah.
Number two, we don't want to have to put on clothes and get dressed and leave our room to go get coffee before
Right.
we've had coffee.
And we don't want to call in the morning for room service because it could be 20 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, it could be 45 minutes. Who knows?
So what we do is we have a really small little coffee maker.
Little teeny one.
We bring it on every cruise,
Yeah.
and we have yet to have had it.
We haven't had any problems with bringing a coffee machine on
No
board.
confiscation.
Not supposed to bring it, but we bring it and nobody gives us any problems. So, you know.
But, it does take up a lot of real estate in the luggage. So if at all possible, like when we stay in suites, we know there's a coffee machine in suites, so we don't bring it. So the first time when we were still newer to cruising and we were trying to figure this out, Gary made a call and he asked the phone operator.
I said, is there a coffee machine in this particular cabin? He says, yes. I said, are you sure? Because if not, I'm going to bring my coffee machine. And he says, I'm looking right at your cabin right now. I've got it pulled up on my computer. There is a coffee machine. I went, okay, great. Then I won't bring my coffee machine.
Get on the cruise. Guess what?
No coffee machine.
No coffee machine. And not just that, but we asked our room steward very nicely if there's any way we could get a coffee machine, even if we had to pay extra. Is there any way we could rent one from the seats?
And he said no.
No.
And I told him the whole story about the operator who worked for the cruise line, and he promised me there would be a coffee machine there, and I said, so couldn't you bring me a coffee machine? And he said, absolutely. There's not one in this cabin.
And you guys also, just a lot of cruise ships, especially when they sail out of England, have the hot water heaters too. That would have been acceptable too, because then at least we can do the instant coffee right away.
Instant coffee.
But no, they weren't budging. We were not going to get coffee. So that was our first foray into kind of understanding, hey, I don't know if these phone operators know all the facts.
A lack of communication on the part of the phone operator and the cruise ship itself.
Now, okay, fine, coffee, no big deal. Let's get into our next situation that came up a few years later when we had booked a Royal Caribbean Anthem of the Seas cruise. They told us there was no bus leaving from New York City to get to the cruise line. Now, at the time, cabs, because it crosses state lines, cabs were like a large extra fee. So were Ubers. Now we worked out a little deal, but at the time we really wanted to take a bus in, and there's buses from JFK.
Because it was cheaper.
And they said there's no bus. I said, you're
No
sure?
bus.
No bus. Absolutely no bus. I called back 10 minutes later to speak to someone else about a different scenario, and I just perchance said, we were told that there's no bus from the city to Bayonne. Is that true?
And guess what? There is a bus.
There's a bus. And then in this whole bus situation, not this time, but another time when we took the bus for our second Anthem of the Seas cruise, we already made a video about this, but we were told to meet in Times Square, and guess what? That is not where the bus left from.
Didn't leave from Times Square.
Did not leave from Times Square. So misinformation on where to meet the bus and misinformation about a bus existing. Okay?
Cruise operators.
Still not the biggest deals of all time, but let's get to number 3.
Number 3. Port ship leaves from New York. Well, yeah, it does. Leaves from New York. But there's 3 ports in New York. Bayonne, New Jersey, which is only 25 minutes away from here. The port from us, which is only about 10 or 12 minutes away from here, the port of New York. And one in Brooklyn. So they said, well, it leaves from New York. But they didn't say which port. Now, that's pretty important information.
And they just said, check closer to the cruise.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had to call multiple operators until we found out which actual New York City port the ship was leaving from.
Which port? There's 3 of them here. You can't just say it leaves from New York.
It's kind of important to go to the correct port,
Yeah.
being that some of them are over an hour in traffic from the other ones, but okay.
Yeah.
Next up, babe.
Same day flight. Okay, you don't want to go on the same day. You don't want to take a flight on the same day. You want to take a flight 2 or 3 days ahead of time. We went to Greece last year.
I was the one on the phone, so I have to talk about this.
Okay.
So, without even asking me, she said, would you like to book a flight with us? And I said, yes. And I'm all ready to be like, I want to get in 2-3 days early because it's Greece. We'd never been. But even if we didn't want to spend time in Greece, obviously we wanted to get there the day before. It's Greece.
Yeah.
We're in New York.
And we're going to lose a day, too.
And before I even had time to say any of that, she goes, okay, I got a flight right here that gets you in at 8 a.m. the day of the cruise. So you should have plenty of time to get to the ship.
Day of the cruise.
I'm like, well, it's
No.
February in New York, dear God. Like, you shouldn't even be suggesting this. Like, that's a recipe.
Anything can happen in New York in February. Snowstorms, they close down the airports. It happens every winter. Every single winter, the airports, all 3 airports in this area have been closed due to weather.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't even risk a commuter 1-hour flight to Boston. I just think you're not safe unless you give yourself at least 24 hours for any sort of cancellations or mess ups. Anyway, I can't believe she would even suggest
same day.
To me, that's negligence. I don't know about you, baby. What do you think?
Negligence.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. Also, before we reveal our last phone operator situation that almost could have potentially gotten us kicked off our cruise, please hit that like and
subscribe button
with
the notification bell. It would really help us out.
Yeah, we'd really super appreciate it. We post every Wednesday at 5 p.m. And we're also going on 5 cruises.
We got 5 cruises
Oh my
booked.
gosh, we just booked a 5th
5
cruise.
cruises booked.
5 cruises booked. Okay, anyway, so without further ado, without further ado, the worst thing that's ever happened to us, I'll take it because okay.
This is crazy.
Back during pandemic times.
Yeah.
And you guys know you're not allowed to really say the C word on the YouTube because the algorithm picks it up and then says, oh, like they're talking about misinformation, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just saying, when you had to get the C test to go on a cruise.
This is right after the pandemic.
this was, well, when cruise ships were first sailing.
Yes.
We did Oasis of the Seas
Yes.
with Royal Caribbean.
Correct.
And they specifically said the rules are changing all the time.
Yeah.
So don't just read, like call in, because the rules are changing day to day. You need to make sure you know what you need to get on your ship. So
we were calling every day.
So
just
we
to
called.
find out. Yeah.
And a week before the cruise, we asked what the rules are for when you're supposed to take your sea test. And we were told 72 hours.
3 days.
And we said, are you sure?
You need to test 3 days in advance before embarkation day.
Now, we live in New York City. There, at the time, there were 1 million sea testing places all over, including...
Yeah, there's one right across the street, actually.
And it was free, provided by
Yeah.
the great state of New York.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just in case our test results got lost, we both happened to test 2 days in advance as well.
Yeah. Just to be on the safe side.
Just to be on the safe
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
But we didn't think we had to. Anyway,
But,
we get to the cruise port.
We got to the cruise port, and I brought the 3-day test and the 2-day test. I hand the guy the 3-day test. He looks at it and goes, "This isn't valid. Can't let you on board." And then I went, "Well, hold it just a second." And then I handed him the 2-day test. He went, "Oh, okay, good. Go see the lady over there." And we let us in. But if we didn't have that 2-day test, we were going to have to come back home.
I mean, can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
And I mean, I feel like at the very least, the cruise ship phone operator could have said, I believe it's 72 hours, but maybe go to this site, look up the information.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that we had called too much in advance. It was never 72 hours. It was always 48 hours.
It was always.
That's what we were told. So I don't even know. I think he literally just guessed 72 hours.
Yeah, that sounds good. 3 days in advance.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Knock yourself out. Go have fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're done complaining for today.
Yeah.
So
don't listen to the cruise ship operator.
There's just such a disconnect. Like, yes,
go to the site.
They know the itineraries. They can sell you your cruise. They can sell you your room. But I would not be asking them extra questions. In fact,
their main job is to sell.
They don't care if you have a coffee pot in your room once you bought the cruise. But anyway, to find out all the deets about your vacation, since you clearly can't be calling the cruise company, check out more of our videos, including our cruise vlogs, to get all the little details about what actually goes on a cruise ship, what is available to you, what's in the room, what's not in the room.
Yeah.
It's
important information that you'll need.
We have
for sure.
Tons of vlogs on tons of different cruises.
Yeah.
And by tons, I mean 15. But
no, we got more than that.
We got more than that.
Yeah.
But anyway, also, have you ever had a hellacious cruise phone operator misinformation experience?
And have you ever gotten to the cruise ship on embarkation day and been turned away or been questioned about it? Anything like that, let us know. We'll
let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
And that's all for today. Until the next time, we want you to
live your best cruise life. Bye, guys.
Bye.